Morning, guys. How are you all? So you might notice it looks a little bit different this morning. I'm using the laptop instead, so hopefully the quality is still all right. I do just have to warn you that when I stand up, you can't see me fully. So I'm going to spend a lot of time lunging. Welcome to Tuesday morning yoga. We're going to be doing a little bit of full body, a little bit of everything this morning, so you don't need anything. If you do want to grab any blankets or any props for Shavasana, feel free to grab some of those. It might be worth just having a couple of big books or like your big yoga blocks nearby. If you do want some, just for a couple of the hamstring stretches and just some of the stretches that we're going to come into. Just make sure you can actually hear me. If you can't hear me, there is a chat function. So if you want to drop a comment, if the sound isn't coming through, then feel free to do that. But I think it should be all right. Cool. I get started in about a minute. We're going to start laying down. So if you are ready to start, then come and lay down on your backs. If you've only just put it on, then grab cushions, blankets, anything you want to use for Shavasana. Apart from that, you don't need anything else. Unless you do want books. A couple of big books, or a couple of yoga blocks for some of the stretches. Cool. So if you're ready, come and lay down on your backs. I've got a couple of twists this morning, quite a lot of twisting, quite good for our spine. So hopefully when we're sat at our desks, I'll feel a little bit nicer today. So come and lay down on your spines when you're ready. Extend your legs out long, bring your arms up overhead, and we'll take a long pencil stretch to make yourself as long as you can. Really lengthening the arms, extending your legs. And then from here, just draw the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little hug. Wrapping the arms around the knees and then just rocking gently from side to side. Extend your left leg out long. We're going to take a couple of supine twists to begin. Place the left hand onto the outside of your right knee and then gently just start to guide that right knee all the way over to the left-hand side until it taps the mat. And then either bring in the right arm, just stand by your side, or if you've got the space, you can take that right arm out to a T, just starting to feel into that spine. In this position, take a full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. We'll do that one more time together. Full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And just start to let the eyes close. And we'll take about 5 breaths here. So just notice where you can feel the stretch. Whether you can feel it in the outside of that right hip, maybe you can feel it into the spine. Try and let the shoulders be soft here. Just letting go of any gripping, any tension, starting to find softness in the body. So just letting the shoulders become heavy, letting the hips become heavy. And start to relax the forehead and the jaw here as well. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then from here, slowly coming onto your spine, bring the knees into the chest. Keep hold of the left knee. Extend your right leg out long. Right hand comes onto the outside of the left knee, and then we guide that left knee all the way over to the right until it taps the ground. Left arm is then going to either come out to a T out to the side, or you can just leave it down by your side. Just let your head fall over to the left-hand side, if that feels comfortable. If not, just keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then just start to notice where you can feel this stretch. We are still warming up, so it might feel a little bit more restricted than it usually does. But just notice where you can feel the stretch. See if you can start to let the body become a bit softer, let the body become a bit heavier. Letting the shoulders relax, letting the hips relax. And just checking that we haven't started to store any tension in the forehead or the jaw. Finding the breath here. Just taking a couple of deep breaths. Don't worry about any breath control here. Just softening into this twist. I'll take one more deep breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly start to come back onto your spines, taking the legs out long. We'll spend about 3 minutes in Shavasana. So you can either take the legs out long, or you can have a bend in the knees, placing the soles of the feet flat onto the ground, and just letting the legs collapse in towards each other if that feels comfortable for you. Hands can either just stay down by the side of your body, or you can place the hands onto the belly if that feels more natural. And just go with your first instinct. When you found your comfortable starting place, take a full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Do that one more time. Full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. And closing or softening the gaze if you haven't already. Closing the eyes. We'll take 3 minutes on the mat here, just letting our body settle, getting used to the mat, getting used to the space, getting used to our bodies and how they feel this morning, and connecting in with our breath. So just give yourself a quick body scan from the crown of the head through to the tips of the toes, just noticing how the body feels, noticing anywhere if there's any tension, noticing if there's any aches, any pain, any gripping. If there is any gripping, just see if you can start to soften. And then start to notice the breath here. So without necessarily changing it, we're just starting to observe how the breath is moving around your body this morning. So noticing the length of the breath, the length of the inhales, the length of the exhales. Noticing where you can feel the breath. Noticing the quality of the breath, whether it feels quite deep, whether it feels quite fast. And notice any sensations or any sounds associated with your breath as well. So our attention is fully on our breath right now. If you did have your hands on your belly, maybe just starting to notice that rise with the inhales, noticing that belly start to expand a little bit. If not, maybe you can still feel that expansion. So maybe it's not in the belly, maybe it's in the chest, maybe it's in the shoulders, maybe it's somewhere else. And in your own time, we'll start to deepen our breath here. So with your next inhale, make it a little bit deeper, drawing a bit more air into the belly, a bit more air into the chest, filling up the lungs. And with your exhales, just allowing all the breath to leave the body. With every cycle of breath, just see if you can start to make it a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. Using the exhales to bring a sense of heaviness into the body, just imagining the body sinking into the ground. We'll stay here for about 5 more cycles of breath. So just really focusing on expanding the belly with the inhales. And with our exhales, start to draw the belly button back towards the spine, just for that slight engagement of the abdominal core. Taking 2 more breaths exactly as you are. Seeing if you can make these next 2 the fullest, deepest cycles of breath. And then on your next exhale, you can keep the eyes closed here, but if you're ready to, just start to blink the eyes open. We are going to take a couple of stretches on our backs this morning. So keep the left leg bent for now. Draw your right knee into your chest. And then just start to make a couple of rocks from side to side with that right knee. If it feels all right in your hips and your hamstrings on the left leg, then you can start to extend that left leg out long here. If it felt better to keep it bent, then you're more than welcome to keep it bent here. So just waking up that hip, waking up that right leg. From here, the next time your right knee comes into the center, take an inhale, draw the right knee towards your chest. And as you exhale, we're going to start to extend that right leg up towards the sky. So you might just want to place your hands behind the right leg. You might be able to straighten the leg here, or you might just keep a slight bend in that knee as we warm up. We're going to keep working through these two positions. So with an inhale, bend your right knee, draw the right knee into the chest. And as you exhale, extend that right leg up towards the sky. We'll take 4 more, inhaling to bend the right knee into the chest. Exhale, extend that right leg. Flex the right foot here as well. So keep that right leg active. We'll take 2 more, inhaling, draw the right knee in. Exhaling to extend. Last time, really find the breath. Inhale, draw the right knee into the chest. And exhale, extend that right knee up to the sky. Keep the right leg here. Bend your left knee if it wasn't already, and place the sole of the left foot down onto the ground. We're going to hook our right ankle over the left knee, coming into a figure 4 stretch. So there's a few options for this figure 4 stretch. Flex your right foot. Option 1 is stay here and think about sending that right knee forwards. Option 2 is to start to peel the left heel off the ground, maybe catching hold behind that left leg. Or if you've got the space, you might be able to catch hold of the shin, but keep your head and your shoulders down on the ground. Our final option is just a different way of doing the stretch, is rather than being supine, we come up onto our forearms or up onto our hands. So we're walking our chest up towards the thighs. You probably find that you prefer one or the other, so just go with whichever one feels best for you, which feels more natural for you. And we'll take 3 deep breaths here. So try not to force anything just yet. We are still warming up the body. We've probably just got out of bed, so don't worry if things feel a bit tight. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. Feeling into that right hip. If you are on your back, keep both feet flexed, keeping both legs active. We'll take 1 more deep breath here. And if you are seated, if you're upright, take your time to come back down onto your forearms and then coming all the way onto your spine. Placing both soles of the feet flat onto the ground. So we've got 2 bent knees. We're going to come into a glute bridge. So just check that your feet are about hip width apart and your heels are quite far back. So you want to be able to feel the backs of the heels with the fingertips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press the feet into the ground. Start to lift up your hips. Squeeze in your glutes. Keep your arms just as they are for now. And take your gaze up towards the ceiling. So you want to keep a neutral spine here. Try and tuck your sit bones under. So you're lifting up your pelvis. Point your bum forwards. Squeeze your glutes and draw the legs together, but don't let the knees collapse in. You want to keep the knees stacked over the ankles. Belly button pulls back towards the spine. See if you can lift your hips up a little bit higher, holding it here for 3. Keep breathing. 2. Can you get the hips up higher? And 1, relax. Bring your spine all the way down to the ground. Keeping the right leg where it is. Draw your left knee into your chest. And we're just going to start to make them rocks from side to side with that left leg. If it felt all right on the previous side, then you can start to extend that right leg out here as well. Moving into that left hip. Just waking up the joints on that left side. Making some circles, moving from left to right. And then when you're ready, draw the left knee into the chest, take an inhale here. And as you exhale, place the hands behind the left leg, flex your left foot and start to lift that left leg up to the sky. Inhale, bending the left knee draws towards the chest. And as you exhale, start to extend that left leg up to the sky. Keep working with that breath. We'll take 3 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Don't worry if you can't straighten that left leg. Keeping a bend in that left knee is fine. We've got 2 more. Inhale to bend. Exhale to extend that left leg. Stretch that hamstring. Last time. Inhale. And exhale, extend that left leg up to the sky. Keep the left foot flexed and we'll hold it here. So we're going to bend that right knee, place the right sole of the foot flat onto the ground. Hook your left heel over your right side, finding your figure four stretch. So you might find this side feels completely different to the other side. Your options are, one, stay here, think about driving that left knee forward, flex your right foot. Option two, start to peel the right heel off the floor, keep that right foot flexed. Then you can catch hold behind the right leg, behind the right thigh, or if you've got the space, you can catch hold of your right shin. We're just keeping the head and the shoulders down on the ground here. Final option, which you might prefer, is to place the right sole of the foot flat to the ground and then just walk up. So you're sat either on your forearms or you're sat on your hands. So we're walking the chest up towards the sides here. Find that breath here. So trying to stay connected with the breath, especially when we start to hold some of the deeper stretches like this one. When we come into some of those hamstring stretches, the breath's going to help us feel a little bit more relaxed. We'll take another 2 deep breaths here. Can close the eyes if it feels comfortable. Just observe where you can feel the stretch. See if you can soften with every exhale. Taking 1 full cycle of breath here. If you were seated, just start to walk down onto your spines, coming all the way onto your back. Drop the right sole of the foot down, and then we'll uncross the left leg, bringing that left foot down as well. So we're going to take a different version of our glute bridge to get into the hamstrings. So just start to walk your feet forwards and come onto the heels of the feet. The straighter you have the legs here, the harder this is going to be. You might have done this before, they're called Chinese planks. So keeping your heel pressing down into the ground, take an inhale, and as you exhale, press the heels into the floor, lift up your hips and feel the activation of those hamstrings straight away. So the backs of the legs should feel this a lot more than our other glute bridge that we did earlier. Keep lifting up the hips, keep squeezing your bum. We're going to hold it here for 5. If you get a cramp, just come down. 4, can you lift the hips up higher? 3, keep squeezing your glutes, tuck the sit bones under. Stay with me for another 2. Hips lift higher. And 1, release. Draw the knees into the chest. Last time, just give yourselves a hug. We're going to rock up from here into a tabletop position. So just start to rock forward and backwards on your spine. Taking your time, each time you come to this upright position, see if you can find a little bit of stillness. And then eventually, we're going to hold it here in our butt pose. So lift up the chest, hands are behind the legs. Our toes just hover off the ground. You've got a really straight spine here. If this is too much, drop the toes down. If you're fine with this, bring the arms out alongside the knees. Keep breathing. And then see if you can start to lift those legs up a little bit more. We're going to hold it here for 5. Keep breathing. 4, spine is long. 3, lift up your chest. 2, and 1, relax. Swing your legs around, find your way into your tabletop position. Hands out underneath the shoulders, knees are stacked underneath the hips. Press firmly into the ground with your right hand and send the left arm out in front. Lift that left thumb up towards the sky. Your right leg is going to extend backwards. I'm probably going to kick some plants here. Take an inhale, draw your belly button back towards your spine. And as you exhale, we're going to crunch our right knee towards our left elbow, round the spine. Inhale, extend left arm forward, right foot back. Exhale, press into that right hand, round your spine. We've got 3 more. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch. Really find that roundness between the shoulder blades. Inhale to extend. Keep breathing. Exhale to crunch. Last time. Inhale, extend that left arm forward, right foot back. Keep the right leg where it is and drop your left hand down. We're going to swing that right leg out to the side. So the inside arch of our right leg is down on the ground. You can either stay here or start to bring your bum back towards your heel. So you're in this we're in a single leg child's position here. So you can either stay on your hands here and just lift up the chest, or you can drop down onto the forearms. You can bring your head down to the ground if it meets. If you're kind of in between, you can use the books, or you can use two fists just to rest your head on your hands. Another option one, is to keep that toe tucked under. It's going to get a little bit of a sneaky toe stretch, a little bit of screaming toes on the left foot. If that's uncomfortable, then just come onto the top of the foot, so where the shoelaces are. Just have the top of the foot flat. Find your breath. We've got 3 more breaths here. You should be able to feel a stretch in the adductors on the inside of that right leg, inner thigh. And into that left foot as well, if you've got those toes tucked under. Try not to lose that breath connection. When you are ready to, we're going to start to make our way up onto all fours. So just placing both hands underneath the shoulders, bringing our bum up so our hips are stacked over our left knee. Keep the right leg where it is. Keep the shoulders square. Keep the hips square. Take an inhale and see how high you can lift that right leg. Exhale, bring it down. We've got 2 more. Inhale, lift up the right leg. Exhale, bring it down. Last time we inhale, lift up that right leg. As you exhale, bend the left knee, bringing both knees back to our tabletop position. Finding your strong tabletop, belly button pulls back towards the spine. This time we inhale, extend the right arm forward, lift up the right thumb, and extend that left leg back, flex your left foot. Inhale here. As you exhale, draw your right knee towards your right elbow towards your left knee, round the shoulder blades. And as you inhale, extend right arm forward, left arm back. Exhale, crunch right elbow, left knee. Inhale to extend. We've got 3 more. Exhale to crunch. Really find that roundness in the spine here. Inhale to extend. Last 2. Exhale, crunch right elbow, left knee. Last time we inhale, extend your right arm. Keep the left leg where it is. Drop your right hand down and then swing that left leg all the way over to the left hand side. So we're on the inside arch of that right left foot. From here, start to bring your bum back towards your heels, either staying on your hands or coming down onto your forearms. Or you can use the 2 fists, let your head relax onto the fists, maybe even bringing your head all the way down to the ground. Final option for the feet is to either stay with your toe tucked under, finding that screaming toe on the right side, or if that's uncomfortable, then you can have that right foot flat. So the top of the foot is pressed down into the ground. Finding the breath, noticing where you can feel the stretch. So it should be on the inside of that left thigh. Breathe here. Slow the breath down. If it does feel quite strong, use the exhales to soften. Should help it feel a bit more comfortable. Okay, and then start to make our way back up into that tabletop position. So just walking up, so your hands are stacked underneath your shoulders. Keep the left leg where it is. Really firm the shoulders. Keep the hips and shoulders square. Take an inhale, lift up your left leg. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift up that left leg. Exhale, bring it down. Last time we inhale to lift up that left leg. And as you exhale, bending both knees, bringing both knees together. Tuck the toes under, send your hips all the way up and back. Finding your first downward facing dog. Walk the dog, pedal it out. It's getting used to being in our downward dog. Give the head a nod, give the head a shake. Just finding any movements in this first one to warm up the body, wake up the body. Notice if it feels tight anywhere, whether you can feel a stretch anywhere in particular. And when you are ready, finding stillness in your downward facing dog. So spreading all 10 fingers wide. Your head is relaxed and your gaze is somewhere from just in between your feet to your navel. So just let that head be completely heavy. Take an inhale, come up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, look in between your hands, and just start to walk the feet in between the hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, maybe bending the knees for this first one. Inhaling, coming all the way up overhead. Hands come up high, shoulders are down, and as we exhale, forward fold. We're coming straight back down. High plank. Plank so close to me. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bringing both hands down to the ground. Step back to your high plank position. And then inhale into your plank. We're going to hold it here. So press down firmly into the hands, really round between the shoulder blades. Squeeze your glutes and tuck your sit bones under. Engage your legs so the legs are active, and then press the weight back through the heels. If you do want a little bit more of a challenge here, then what you can do is start to rock forwards and backwards. So we're rocking from our toes back to our heels. We're going to hold it here for another 5. Keep breathing. 4. Just make sure your gaze is forward so our head's not collapsing. 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees down. Hook the elbows into the side of the body as you lower your hips and chest down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Shuffle the forearms forward. Take an inhale to lift up the chest. Coming into our Sphinx position. Draw the shoulders down. Spread the collarbones apart. Exhale. Chest comes back down to the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Option 1 is keep the knees down. Option 2 is lift up the knees, pressing up either into your plank position or tabletop position, and then send your hips up and back, finding your downward facing dog, or if you'd like to instead, knees come out wide, feet come together, take a child's pose. So take 5 breaths, whichever variation you're going with. Finding 5 deep breaths. Grab a drink if you need to grab a drink at any point. Hold it here. So just let the head be soft. Maybe give the neck, the head a little shake, a little nod. If you were in your child's pose, coming all the way back up into your downward facing dog. Looking in between your hands, bend your knees, walk or step or hop. Both feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Placing both hands onto the ground, take a long lunge back with the right leg and drop your right knee down. Take an inhale, hands come overhead, so in our lunge position. As you exhale, send your hips backwards, straighten out that left leg as much as you can. Bring your hands either onto your hips or to the ground and flex the left foot. We're going to start to move through these 2 positions to wake up those hamstrings. Take an inhale, bend the left knee, bring your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, send the hips backwards, finding that stretch in your left leg. Just find your breath here, moving in time with your breath. With every exhale, really drive through that left heel. That's going to help to strengthen as well as stretch that left leg. Keep breathing with every inhale, lifting up the chest. With every exhale, finding that pressure through the left heel, drive your hips up and back, straightening out the left leg as much as you can. We'll take 2 more. Working with your breath in your own time. The next time you inhale, drop your left foot down. Bring your hands to frame the left leg. Tuck your right toes, lift the right knee up, and then step your right foot halfway forwards. So come into our pyramid stretch. You can have your hands on your hips, on your thigh, on your shin, or you can use books or blocks. Try and straighten that left leg, but don't worry if you need to keep a micro bend in that left knee. Draw the kneecaps up, so really activate those quads, and just square off the hips here. So your feet want to be hip width apart, and you want to have square hips, so pull your right hip forward. With every inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine. With every exhale, see if you can start to fold into that left leg, stretching that left hamstring. Try and flatten out your low back. It's quite tempting in this position to round so that we can get a little bit deeper, so we can get our nose to our knee. But our intention for this one is to lengthen the spine, lead with the chest, which might mean you can't go as far down that left leg. Find 2 more breaths here, and we're going to start to add a twist into this position. Using those exhales to soften, to let go into that left leg. On your next inhale, just come up about halfway. Come all the way up. Place your hands into your hips. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, we're going to go straight back down, forward fold. And then stop when you feel your spine start to round. Our right hand is going to come onto either the left shin, sorry, that's the thigh, either the left thigh or the left shin, and our left arm is going to come out to a T. Take an inhale here, lengthen the spine even more. And as you exhale, we're going to start to twist towards the left-hand side, keeping your left fingertips in line with your shoulder. So our hamstrings are being stretched here, and we're also getting a little bit of a T-spine twist here. So keep looking up towards your fingertips. With every inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine. With every exhale, see if you can twist a little bit further towards that left arm. Keep those hips square. It's quite easy to pull the right hip forward, so we can twist a little bit more. But think about keeping the hips level. We'll take 2 more breaths here. With every exhale, twisting a little bit further. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, take the twist out of this position. Bend your left knee, bring your hands onto your hips. Or if you want a challenge, bring the arms up overhead. We're going to take off into our warrior 3. Lift up that right leg. That left hamstring is probably screaming. Try and ignore it. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. If it's tugging your lower back, just drop your right toe down to the ground. Really engage that core. Draw the kneecaps up. Find your quads. Keep breathing. Find something still and really focus on that thing. It's going to help you balance. We'll hold it here for another 3, 2, and 1. Micro bend your left knee. Drop your right foot down. Take an inhale. Hands come up overhead. As you exhale, we'll drop our right knee down. Finding a lunge position. Right arm comes down to the ground. Lift your left arm up, finding a twist. So we've got a little bit of a twist sequence now. Keep squeezing your right glute. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, our left forearm comes to either our left thigh or the inside of that left foot. And as you exhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, right arm comes down to the ground. Inhale, left arm lifts, twist in the opposite direction. Exhale, left forearm, left thigh, or left forearm inside the left leg. Inhale, right arm lifts. We'll take 2 more. Exhale, right arm comes down to the ground. Inhale, left arm lifts. Try and ignore any sensations that are burning in the left leg. Last time, exhale, left forearm comes down, right arm lifts. I lied, we've got 1 more. Exhale, right arm comes down to the ground. Inhale, lift up the left arm, hold it here. Press through your left foot, keep the knees exactly as they are. We're going to inhale and come all the way up to a twisted lunge. And as you exhale, you can either hold it here or keep moving. Your left hand either comes onto your left hip or your right thigh, back of your right leg, and lift your right arm up. So you're getting this back bend. If it tugs your lower spine, just take the back bend out of it and really engage your core. If it feels all right, just lean back a little bit more so you get this stretch at the front of the right thigh and into that right hip flexor. Take 1 more inhale here. As you exhale, coming back the way we were, right arm comes down, left arm lifts, inhaling into this twist. And as you exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Tuck your right toes, lift up that right leg, and then step your left foot back to meet your right leg in your plank position. Inhale here. As you exhale, chaturanga, either keeping the knees on or off the ground. We lower the hips and chest down at the same time. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up the chest, either in your sphinx, or if you're ready to, take a deeper back bend. Hands can come underneath the shoulders. Exhale, chest comes down towards the ground, tucking the toes under, lifting your hips up and back, either through tabletop or through plank, into a downward dog, or coming into a child's pose. Taking 5 breaths, wherever you are. Grabbing a drink if you need to grab a drink. If you do start to feel warm, exhale it out through the mouth. That should help you just to cool down a little bit. Notice if your body feels a little bit looser. Notice anywhere that feels like it's worked. Notice if Your heart rate is increased. Just start to notice any sensations in the body here. Here in your child's pose, make your way up and back into your downward facing dog. So looking in between the hands, come up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, walk, step or jump the feet in between the hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Arms come up overhead. Keep those shoulders down. And as you exhale, coming straight back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Step back with the left leg this time. And drop that left knee down. Take an inhale, arms come up overhead. As you exhale, start to straighten that right leg. Send your hips backward. Flex your right foot. And bring your hands either to your hips or down to the ground. So we're going to keep moving through those two positions. We inhale, bend the right knee, arms lift. And as you exhale, extending that right leg, bringing your hips up and back, finding your hamstring stretch. So just keep working with your breath. Looking in your own time. With your exhales, really think about driving through that right heel. So you're going to get that pressure on the back of that right leg, which is going to help to stretch and strengthen the right leg at the same time. We'll take 2 more full rounds here. Really work with the breath. On your next inhale, bending your right leg, bringing the hands alongside your right foot. Tuck your left toes, lift up that left leg, and then step your left foot halfway forwards. So come into our pyramid stretch. So the right foot faces forwards here, the left toes point out to the side at about a 45-degree angle. Hands can come either to the thigh, shin, ground, hips, or bucks and blocks if you've got them. So you do want to get that flat lower back. So try not to bend the back here to get that deeper stretch. Lift up the chest and push your bum backwards. That is going to get into the back of that right leg. Keep the thighs engaged. So draw the kneecaps up, squeeze the quads, and then square off the hips. So check that your feet are hip width. And then just think about sending that right hip back to square off the hip. Try not to put too much pressure onto that right leg. And if you are quite flexible and you are hyperextending that right leg, keep a little bend in that right knee here. Breathe. With those exhales, can you soften? On your next inhale, come all the way up to standing. Place your hands onto your hips, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, we're going to go straight back down, but stop when you feel that lower back start to round. Place your left hand either onto your right thigh or onto your right shin. Reach your right arm out to a T. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to start to twist up towards the sky. So your gaze is coming toward the right fingertips here. Really flatten out that lower back. Keep the shoulders down. With every inhale, can you lengthen the spine? With every exhale, can you twist a little bit more towards that right hand? Keep breathing here. That right leg is going to start to burn. Breathe and it'll be okay. We'll hold it here for another 2 deep breaths. Try and relax the face here. On your next exhale, we'll start to take the twist out of this position. Bend your right knee. Place your hand either onto your hip or out in front if you want a bit of a challenge. Bend into your right leg, lift up the left leg. Find warrior 3, find your balance here. Try and ignore that right leg, it's probably burning. Can you square off the hips? So drop that left hip down. Any sensations of tugging in the lower spine, just drop your left drop your left toe tips down. Keep the legs active. Flex your left foot. We'll hold it here for another 3, 2, and 1. Bend your right leg. Drop the left hip toes down. Take an inhale. Hands come up overhead. As you exhale, drop your left knee down. Bring the left arm down to the ground and reach your right arm up. Finding the twist on this side. Take 1 full inhale here. Really squeeze your left glute. And as you exhale, our right forearm is going to come onto our right thigh or onto the inside of the right leg. And as you inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, left arm comes down. Inhale to extend. Exhale, right forearm, right thigh, right hand to ground. Inhale to lift. Exhale, left arm comes down. Inhale, right arm lifts. Last two, exhale, right arm comes down. Inhale, left arm lifts. Last time, we exhale, left arm comes down to the ground. Inhale, lift up the right arm. Hold it here. Really squeeze your left glute, press through your right foot. Taking an inhale, coming up to a twist. So we're twisting to face that right leg. You can either hold it here or start to lift that left arm up a bit higher. Right hand can either come to your right hip or it comes to the back of the left leg. Lifting your left arm up high, getting that stretch in the front of the left thigh, left hip flexor. If the lower back is hurting with this back bend, then just take the back bend out of it, keeping the spine upright. You'll still get a really good stretch in the front of that left leg here. Keep breathing, taking one more inhale. And as you exhale, bringing your left arm back where it was, flat to the ground, we lift our right arm up. Inhale here. And as you exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Tuck the left toe, lift up your left knee, and step your right foot back to meet your left high plank position. Take an inhale here. Exhale, either move through a vinyasa or skip it. If you're coming through your vinyasa, hips and chest lower down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting up the chest. Exhale, and chest comes down to the ground. The toes tuck under. We lift our hips up and back, either into a downward facing dog or into a child's pose. And we'll take 5 breaths, whichever variation you are going with. Go with your first instinct, whether that's a downward dog or whether it's a child's pose. Grab a drink if you need a drink. If you are in a downward dog, really spread your fingers wide. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And see if you can start to send your hips up a little bit higher. So you are really lengthening the spine. We'll take 2 more breaths, exactly as we are. If you are in your child's pose, make your way up into your downward facing dog. We're going to finish with a couple of deep twists. Take an inhale, lift your left leg up high. Open up the hips, bend your left knee, and then squeeze your left heel towards your glutes. Lift that left knee up. As you exhale, draw your left knee towards your left elbow. And then we will drop our left foot down to replace the left hand at the front of the mat. Drop your right knee down. Our first variation of this twist is to keep the right hand down, lift the left arm up. So we've already done this one. Second variation, which is a little bit more intense, is to shuffle our left foot. So it's in the center of the mat. This is just going to mean that there's less distance for us to travel. Inhale, reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow and hook the right elbow across the outside of your left thigh. It's also going to test your balance quite a lot. Palms can come together and then press your left hand into the right palm to twist your chest up towards the sky. If it hurts your wrists bringing the palms together, then you can make a fist with the hands here instead. Next 2 options, whichever variation you're in, tuck your right toes and start to lift up that right leg. So we're straightening that right leg out. Final option, if you are in this twist, is to bring your right fingertips down to the ground alongside your left foot and then reach your left arm up and over. It's a very deep twist and it's testing your balance. You're going to want to come out of it, so keep breathing. We're going to hold it here for another 3. Deep breath. Gaze is just up to your fingertips. 2, you can look down to the ground if it hurts your neck. And 1, try and keep that right leg lifted. If you had that arm separated, bring the palms together. Look to your left foot. This is a challenge. We're going to try and step our right foot to meet our left foot. At the front of the mat, see if you can stay twisted. So we're in our twisted chair pose. The legs are going to burn, but it's fine. Just going to breathe, and we're nearly done. Holding it here for another 3. Can you twist a little bit more? 2 and 1. Inhale, straighten the legs, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Step or jump back. High plank position. Inhale into your plank. And as you exhale, either move through a vinyasa or skip it, coming straight up and back into your downward dog or your child's pose. The last vinyasa, I think. No, it's not. That's a lie. I've got one more. So find that breath. If you are in your downward dog, just check that you are not carrying a lot of the weight in the shoulders. Think about sending the weight back to the heels. If your heels don't meet the ground, don't worry. If they do meet the ground, then see if you can start to lift the tiptoes up. It's going to bring a bit of a deeper stretch into the hamstrings. Take in 2 more breaths in your downward facing dog. If you are in your child's pose, make your way up into your downward dog. We're nearly done. Inhale, lift up your right leg, straighten out that right leg. Point your right toes, bend your right knee, and then open up the hips by lifting up that right knee and squeezing your right heel towards your glutes. Inhale here. As you exhale, squeeze your right knee as close towards the elbow as you can, shoulders back over wrists, and then we'll swing that right foot down to replace the right hand at the front of the mat. Use your right hand to pull it through as much as you need. Drop your left knee down, keep the left hand on the ground. Take an inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky, finding our first twist. So you can stay here. You're more than welcome to take this option. If you're ready for a little bit of a deeper twist, then what we will do is shuffle our right foot so it's in the center of the mat. Inhale to lift your left arm up. As you exhale, bend your left elbow, hook the left elbow over the right side. Bring in both palms together and press your right hand into that left hand to twist your chest up towards the sky. If that is uncomfortable on the wrist, then you can make a fist here as well. Whichever variation you are in, our next option is to tuck the left toe and lift up that left leg. It's a very deep twist. I'm struggling to talk. It's that deep. It will probably restrict your breath a little bit here as well. So really try and fill up the belly, fill up the chest with those inhales. Final option is to drop the left hand onto the outside of that right leg and bring your right arm up and overhead. We'll hold it here. Keep breathing for 3. I know you want to come out of it. 2, breathe, straighten that left leg as much as you can. And 1, if you have that arm split, bring the palms together. Look to your right foot. We're going to step that left foot to meet our right foot at the front of the mat. Try and stay in this twist. Oh, take a leap of faith. Hold it here. The legs are going to be burning. Looking up to the sky. We'll hold it here for 3. Can you sink a bit lower? Breathe. 2, soften the face. And 1, inhale, straighten the legs. Bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both hands come onto the mat. Step or jump back into your high plank. Inhale into your plank. And as you exhale, either work through vinyasa or skip it, coming straight up and back into your child's pose or your downward facing dog. This is the last vinyasa and the last downward dog. You'll be glad to know. Take 5 deep breaths, either in your child's pose or in your downward dog. And then we'll start to cool down a little bit. So just notice how the body's feeling, any sensations. How's the breath feeling? Has the breath started to speed up a little bit? Can you slow it back down? Can you feel your pulse somewhere maybe? Take 1 more full cycle of breath in your downward dog in your own time. And whenever you are ready, we'll all meet in our child's pose, bringing the knees down, out wide, bring the feet together, and then bring your chest down to the ground. So with your child's pose, you can either keep the arms out long, you can make a You can cross the forearms, so you create this pillow for your head, or you can place 2 fists underneath your head, and then just give you something to rest on. Breathe into your child's pose. So really use this time to deepen that breath. Getting some control back over the breath. Full inhales in and full exhales out. We'll take 3 more breaths like this. From your child's pose, just start to walk your hands back towards your knees. We'll finish with a couple of seated twists. So just unwrap, swing your legs around. Take both legs out in front. So we're in a comfortable seated position. If you do have a cushion, you want to sit on a cushion, then feel free to grab one. From here, bend your right knee, draw the right knee into the chest, and then just hook that right heel, the right foot, over your left thigh. From here, just think about pulling that right foot as close towards your left sit bone as you can. From here, the left hand is going to catch hold of the right knee and then draw the right knee into the chest. You should feel a stretch on the outside of the right hip here. I'll just turn around so you can see. If it feels comfortable with your left hand on that right knee, then make it a little bit of a deeper twist by inhaling, lift up our left arm, very similar to that stretch that we've just done. And as you exhale, bend your left elbow and hook the left elbow over that right thigh. From here, whichever variation you are in, bring your right fingertips behind you. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, just twist in a little bit deeper over the right shoulder. If you've got quite flexible hips, to make it a little bit of a deeper stretch for the hips, and start to bend the left knee here as well. But just make sure both sit bones are pressing down to the ground. If you have got the left arm hooked over the left arm hooked over the right knee, then what you can do, like we did in that last stretch, bring the palms together or make a fist. That's just gonna use your abdominal core a little bit more to keep you upright here. So take your breath here. With every inhale, lengthen the spine. And with every exhale, roll the shoulders down and see if you can twist towards the right-hand side. Maybe closing the eyes here. Although we are seated, it's still quite a challenging twist. So stay connected with that breath. We'll take one more full inhale. And as you exhale, just keeping the legs as they are, twist to the opposite direction. We'll just take a counter twist, so fold into the left, just feeling that sensation into the spine. And then slowly come all the way back to the center. We'll swap sides, so uncross your legs, just extend the legs out long. This time the left leg stays where it is, and we pull our right knee into our chest. Hook the right knee over your left thigh. Have we just done this side? We've just done this side. Hook your left, so draw your left knee up and then hook your left heel, your left foot, over your right thigh. Pull your left heel as far back to your right sit bone as you can, and then draw your left knee into your chest. From here, your first option is to place the right hand onto your left knee, and then just twist towards the left-hand side. Second option is to inhale and reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, bend the right elbow, hook the right elbow over your left thigh, either bringing the palms together or making a fist with the hands. The last option for just an additional stretch for the hips is to bend the right knee and just make sure that both sit bones are pressing down to the ground. So find a long spine here, lengthen the spine. With every inhale, see if you can sit up a little bit taller. With every exhale, just twist in towards the left. You can also keep that left fingertip, left hand, just gently on the ground behind you. Take your gaze to the left. Breathe. Make sure that you can still get the full range of breath. If your breath feels like it's constricted or restricted, then just ease out of this twist a little bit. So maybe just don't twist as far. We'll take 2 more deep breaths with every exhale. Just see if you can shuffle to the left a little bit more, softening into this twist. Maybe closing the eyes. Taking one more full inhale, exactly as you are. And as you exhale, we'll counter twist. So uncross the arms, just coming over to the right, finding a gentle twist to this side. Allow the spine to round. Just feeling into the spine. Notice where you can feel this twist. And then we will find our way onto our spine. So uncross the legs, untangle yourselves. Place the soles of the feet flat onto the ground. Bring the arms alongside your knees. The last little bit of core work as you lower down with control. Taking your time, so there's no rush to get here. Coming all the way down onto our back. When you arrive, draw the knees into the chest to give yourself a hug. And then just gently rock from side to side. So just massaging the spine into the ground. Moving in one direction, moving in the other direction. From here, making your way into a happy baby. So draw the knees into the armpits. Bring your arms on the inside of your legs. Then you can catch hold of the outside of the feet, or you can catch hold of the ankles or the shins. Just chilling in your happy baby. If you want to, you can start to straighten one leg, you can straighten the other leg. Just rocking gently from side to side. Finding any movements that feel good. You're more than welcome to stay in your happy baby or taking any other stretches that you want to take. If you want to take a twist, take a twist. If you want to do headstands, you can do headstands. If you're ready to, we'll find our Shavasana. So for your Shavasana, taking the legs out long. Placing the hands either onto the belly, down by the side of your body. If there is any pulling in the lower spine, then you can keep the knees bent. And just let the legs collapse in towards each other. If it feels uncomfortable being laid on your back, then you can take a seated meditation to finish instead. So if you are taking seated meditation, crossing the legs and just finding a long spine here. We'll take about 3 minutes in our Shavasana, so make sure you're comfortable. If you do want to take a longer Shavasana, just turn off your video. If you're sticking with me, then I will close the practice in 3 minutes. So we'll all take a full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Do that one more time. Full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Closing the eyes if you haven't already. And just let the body relax, becoming completely heavy into your Shavasana. you do want to take a longer shavasana, then feel free to stay exactly as you are. If you're ready to, start to make your way out, twiddling fingers, wiggling toes, rocking the head gently from side to side. Taking a long pencil stretch, arms come up overhead, take the legs out long, make yourself as long as you can. Draw the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug, just rocking gently from side to side. Rocking onto either your left side or your right side, coming into a fetal position. And taking your time to come up to a comfortable seat, either with the legs crossed, making it on the knees. Finding the length in the spine. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears, roll them all the way down and back, bring the palms together, drop your chin down to your chest, close the eyes. Thank yourselves for getting up, showing up, and taking the hour out of your morning, out of your Tuesday morning to come and practice. Hope you have a wonderful rest of Tuesday and a fabulous week. Namaste. Thank you guys. Let me know if you've got any feedback or any questions. Good to have you. Enjoy your days. Figure out how to turn this on.